They just kind of flew through, and now it's almost the end of September. It's just absolutely amazing.
Summer's
We
over.
have a number of, sorry,
Summer is over. Yeah.
some,
Today.
oh, right. That's right. About 11 o'clock today or something like that, that we
Hmm.
end up having this being the fall, this being the summer solstice. Last year, at this point, David Lee and I were at the museum with the presentation of the oh oh, for heaven's sakes,
Stonehenge.
in England. Stonehenge. We
Stonehenge.
were doing Stonehenge, and they were open both at the equinox and at the solstice for winter, and so we were able to do programs there with people to kind of show what was happening with when it was equinox and when it was solstice. It was really neat. So that was a year ago that we were doing that. So
Mhm.
tonight we have a couple of presentations by David, and then David, did you get those slides from Randy as well?
I I integrated them into my
Okay.
deck.
Okay, so
It's
Randy
all
Aiken
one thing.
was okay was good enough to send some things on the conjunction. I also have David Payne, who would like a little bit of time just at the very end of the meeting. I have some announcements to give on a variety of things over just events and things that are happening. Is there anyone else that either wants to um, have a little bit of a discussion on something or bring a topic up or have any questions? Everybody wants to get out on this nice day and observe. So we'll see if we can keep this up. Just
I
let us know.
just I just
Oh,
have
yes, Chris.
I just have something very brief.
Okay, sure. That will be fine. Do you want to start us off then, Chris? If you're ready to go, you can do that.
Okay, just a couple of items about actually a little bit of a follow-up to last week. Nothing really to report in terms of the drama of how much NASA is going to be funded. So I'm not, there's I hear talk, but it's just uh, I don't think there's anything to add. Um, let's see. A couple of things came up from NASA that they uh, they say we are now above 6,000 exoplanets
Hmm.
um, that have been found. Doubtless there are many, 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 many more. Um, but for a long time we've been saying 5,000, and now it's time to say 6,000. Um, and the third brief item I want to bring up is uh, the other night I was talking about an upcoming launch, and I had kind of lost my memory had kind of deserted me. Um, and I mentioned that there will be a launch coming up, uh, and the spacecraft is called the Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration Probe. Um, and the the idea of this spacecraft is to help researchers better understand the boundary of the heliosphere. In other words, uh, uh, the as they say, the bubble surrounding the sun, and um, affects uh, the rest of our solar system. So that launch is supposed to take place in a few hours from now. Just let me check how many hours it is. It's um, just a second. Um, IMAP is
Yeah.
it's about 9.5, 10 hours away from now. And there's a couple of other spacecraft. I think they're more concerned with atmospheric science. But that's basically all I have to say. And I'm going to be signing off for a couple of weeks. I'm going to be
Yeah.
down in Australia for 3 weeks or so, and I will be attending the International Astronautical Congress. Uh, and that's more concerned with space exploration than anything else. But anyway, hopefully when I get back, or maybe even before I get back, I'll have something to say about what's going on there. So thank you very much.
What's your talk on, Chris? I know you're giving a presentation.
Well, it's kind of it's about Hubble. It's going to be talking about and this some stuff I've written about. Some of it I've written about, but kind of the links between Hubble and Canada. So it's not what was in that book I did a few years ago. I think there's one point that's briefly mentioned, but it will go into things like the development of the uh, archive up at the DAO, which I've written about in JRASC. Also, the links between Hubble and the Canadarm, and a couple of almost things. J- um, I came across this, and this was just put out as an idea in the early days of going towards building Hubble. At one time, it was proposed, or some Canadian people proposed, why don't they let us build the mirror on Hubble? And, given what did happen when somebody else made the mirror in Hubble, it's kind of an intriguing thought. I don't know how serious it is, but there you go.
Oh, good luck, Chris, and we'll be thinking about you um, down in Australia. So
Okay, thank
we'll
you.
have to we'll have to get we'll have to get some pictures from you when you get back. So
Okay.
okay. Just saying hi to Brock and Oliver who's come on and Margie who's come on. Is there anybody else that I am missing? I hope not. Okay. So David, I'm going to let this go over to you.
Okay.
Um, David has got a presentation that has two or three parts to it. So,
Yeah. So it's hard to believe, but all these observing highlights occurred on one day. And I don't know how I survived a whole day of it, but I did. I did by actually repositioning one thing I had to do during the middle of the day. But that's the only thing that saved me. You'll find out why. Okay, so I'm just gonna share this. Oh, by the way, how many people saw the conjunction on Friday? Oh, people are waving. Oh, excellent, excellent. I hope you have pictures actually. But anyways, I'll show you some.
mhm. Yeah, if anybody else has got pictures, if
Yeah,
you want to,
fire them our way so we can look at
yeah.
them. Okay, so let's put this up here. Okay, so basically, all these things happen on one day, and a bit of a tip on saving sleep so that you can stay awake. Uh, it doesn't work. So, so I went to sleep really early, or tried to go to sleep really early, to wake up for 3:30. Now, the original plan was I was going to meet Randy down at King Terrace. Well, when I was realizing that I was not asleep, I thought, well, I can't really go anywhere really far away. I shouldn't drive anywhere really. So I thought, I'll just stay in the neighborhood. So I'm kind of around the corner from Griffith's Bog. So that's actually where I went. And when I texted Randy, he said, "Oh, I'm just doing this from Fairfield." So I don't think he went to King George Terrace either. So I don't know if anybody else went out there, but I guess we'll find out when we hear the stories. So, anyways, three events, and I've got a compilation from Randy as well. He couldn't be here tonight, and he basically took Facebook pictures of the conjunction from the East Coast to the West Coast. And but I will show you the one that I took from Bog, and I'll tell you a little bit of a story of it. So that, and also I was able to witness the minima of Algol with Jill and Ken and Alex. And I've got a bit of an interesting way to do the comparison, which I hadn't done before, that I just discovered. And then doing some research later, I found out that that's certainly a way I could have done it. I promise no graphs, even though it's an eclipsing binary, but there are no graphs. Just remember that. Okay, so here we go. So Randy was in Fairfield, so I should tell you this. The picture in the top corner is his bathroom. And he told me that he balanced his tripod on the toilet. I did not show the toilet, but you can see the tripod and the camera sticking up, pointing out the window. And in the distance, you can actually see the moon. And likewise, I was in Bog, and that's the next picture down, and you can see that as well. So Randy's down in Fairfield, and he sees it before I do, because I went to Bog, and there's a hill top there. But it's actually one of my favorite places for an easterly view, because they have like a red beacon that is right dead east, and that kind of helped me figure out where the trio was gonna rise, right? And indeed, I saw Venus first, and Venus. You'll read the account on Zenfolio, but when Venus rose, it rose first, and it was so murky that it actually was kind of orange actually as it rose, and it was absolutely brilliant above the hillside. Okay, so I'm going to show you the sequence. Well, the two photos. So there you go. So I saw Venus first. You can actually see it in the top part of the image. But what I also realized, like visually, I could not see the moon. The moon was such a thin sliver, I couldn't see it. But when I took the first frame, I could see that it was behind a tree on the hillside. So that's how I caught the first image. And the other one is a little bit later. I think it's probably like 10 minutes later, and it had actually risen enough, but it hadn't cleared the trees. You can actually see and you see my cursor here. You can see the edge of the trees here as well. But Regulus, from a observing point of view, wasn't really visible to me. Like the area is quite light polluted. It's all lit by the light standards that are in the residential area. So, anyways, it was just absolutely beautiful. The Earth shine was really beautiful. 5% illuminated moon, so very pretty. Okay, so these are the shots that Randy collected from across Canada, I guess. Anyways, East Coast to West Coast. So he's showing a diagram here about where the disappearance is, and in some cases, I think some people experienced um, occultations as opposed to just conjunctions. And there's one really, really close. This is it's from everywhere. This one's from Austria. Yeah, nice. Here's another one. This one looks like it was in Slovakia. Obviously, it was actually a disappearance, so it would have been uh, uh, yeah, it would have been a disappearance as opposed to just a conjunction.
David,
Here's another
sorry, can you
one.
go back to that one? Can you go back just one more?
Hmm.
Over on the right-hand
Yep.
slide. No, sorry, no, keep going. One more after that one. Okay, that one right there. As on the right-hand side, is that it coming out on the other side? I'm sorry, it's not staying on the slide. It's not staying
Well,
on.
oh, it is okay. What you're seeing is you've seen the crescent, and then the brightest one is Venus, and the other one is Regulus.
No, I'm sorry. I was talking about the slide before.
Slide
I
before, yes.
Okay, so I'm seeing a light blue, a medium blue, and a very dark blue. That's
Yeah,
what I'm seeing.
okay, I suspect that this is three images. I
Yes.
suspect I think it's Venus disappearing into the moon, into the crescent, and it's coming out the dark side where
Right.
the
So that
crescent
so that
isn't.
spot that's on the other side is coming out on the
Yeah.
on thank you. That's I just wanted to make sure that I
Yes.
knew. Right there.
Yeah,
Yes. Thank you.
I believe so. I'm kind of guessing, but I believe so. There's another one. That's a beautiful view from Virginia. Yeah, I was just it was remarkable how orange the moon was. It was at times, but then at other times it was like this. And the orientation obviously is different depending on where you are. There's a nice one. I like these.
Mhm. Okay,
Yeah, urban. Very nice. Yeah, Bermuda. Yeah, Baltimore. This almost looks like it's a phone shot. Maybe.
yeah.
There's another one. Oh, are you guys building pictures I can show after this? Anybody in the audience have pictures? Wave your hand. Let Lauri know.
I don't
Oh,
think so. It
very
doesn't
nice.
look like it.
Love
Oh, there's
clouds.
Stevens. That's Stevens.
Okay, well, maybe right after all the shots, I'll release my thing before I move on, and we'll finish up with some audience shots.
David, that one is very much closer, but is that because he's up in Yellowknife?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it just depends on your orientation where they fit, so to speak, right? Uh, where's this one? Oh,
Yes,
there it is.
this.
Oh, my sharing little thing is covering it up. I should look at here. Okay, nice. Alistair Lane. Oh, that's very similar to the one I have. This is Alistair's.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Deborah's. A Soyuz.
For
So
those who
these
don't,
so these are very similar because they're on the West Coast, right? Mine looks
yeah.
like this too.
And for those of you that don't know, Deborah Saravallo is a very well-known astrophotographer who's
Yeah.
part of the RASC and does wonderful work. So
Yeah, this is beautiful. So again, Washington. So it's
yeah,
on the West Coast, right? There's Comox, so just up the island. Again, extremely similar orientation. It was remarkable. I after I did the shot of it rising, it was still quite dark. I went home and on the driveway, I actually watched it with my Pronto, and the neighbor was walking his dog and said, "Oh, come have a look at this." So he got to see it too. There's my shot from Bertha's Bog. You can see how light polluted it is. Like there's all these light standards down that area. It's just beyond where the big Gary Oak tree is, if people know the area. Here's another one, Victoria. Victoria skyline, beautiful.
yeah, that's a
Another
nice one.
another Victoria one. There's Randy's from his bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there any shots from the audience of the occultation? Did somebody want to? Should I stop my share and have somebody show? Is somebody waving out there, out in internet land?
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Anybody else? Like if we had a few hands up. Brian Chappell, you said that you had your hand up for seeing it. Where were you?
I was in just not far from here, Wayne. It's called Wayne Park. It's on Wayne Road in North Saanich, and so it's
Oh
got
yeah, okay.
pretty good horizons. And yeah, it was a great night. Transit,
Yeah.
the shadow transit as well. And I'm really exhausted. I think I've had 3 nights lately, and it's clear here, bit of haze, but
Yeah.
I'll sleep when the rains come.
Yeah. So, Brian, you share the same physical exhaustion I did for that day. In fact, right after the occultation, I had to run downtown to my drawing class, and I'm glad I bailed on helping my friend transfer her laptop to her new laptop. I said, I don't think I can do it today. So I went home and slept so that I could do the evening thing. Okay, let's go back to the presentation.
Sorry, I'm going to go. Margie had her hand up and she
Oh,
said
did
she saw
Margie?
it.
Oh,
So, yeah.
let's talk to Margie. Margie? Is
No,
Margie there?
I
Oh,
actually didn't.
oh, sorry. Who was the other?
Oh,
Who? There were a couple of other people with their hands up that said that they had seen it. Oh, maybe I was wrong.
I
Okay.
I
Oh,
guess
go ahead,
not.
David.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's continue. All right. Okay, minima of algal. Like we talked about this a couple of times. In fact, I think I talked about this at the last monthly meeting. So just to remind people where algal is, and also to describe why would we bother looking at algal. So everybody knows where Cassiopeia is, so I marked where that is. And the other thing that's really dominant in the sky in this region is the square of Pegasus, the big square off to the right. And the way I often describe it to people is if you catch where Cassiopeia is and you run down this line of stars, there's a set of three stars here. And then Murphak, like in binoculars, it's just totally gorgeous view of the OB association. So you'll see the Percy cluster basically. So Murphak will be in the middle, and then all these beautiful stars around it. So Algol is just down this leg of stars here. Okay, and there be Algol, Algol the demon star, and we'll talk about that a little bit again. Again, no graphs. Okay, so that's the overview. Let's carry on. So this is a slightly closer view. The reason why I show this is there are some comparison stars. For instance, Almach, which is at the beginning of the chains of Andromeda, if people know what that is. It's a double star, very beautiful double star as well, but it is a constant 2.1 magnitude. Okay, and there's Algol down here. Again, Murphak. Following down, we see Algol here. That's a reference star as well. That's called Kappa, but we won't talk about that one right now. So the maximum brightness is 2.1, and the reason why I show you Almach is if you were out that night, you could have compared the two and saw that they were quite different. So 2.1, for those of you who are just beginning, the little numbers are brighter than the bigger numbers in terms of magnitude. Okay, so it's gonna shrink down to 3.4, and that's basically what I saw that night. So I promised no graphs, but I didn't promise no Latin. So here comes the Latin. Okay, so I discovered that evening that when I was looking at the area around Algol, that there were, well, it appeared like a pentagram, like five stars, but in reality, the dominant ones are only four stars. So the Gorgonia is Latin, and it stems from Gorgon, which is the sisters, the three sisters. Now, don't ask me why there's four and there's only three sisters. Medusa and her two sisters had hair of snakes, and they turned people to stone. Okay, so that's the
I
legend of
didn't
that.
even know there was more than one, David, so that's great.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even
All
know there
right.
was a bunch of
Neither
them
did I.
running around.
There's a bunch of them. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
But there's also the name Algol is from obviously Arabic Al Ghul,
Yes,
the
for
creature,
ghoul.
the
Yes.
horror,
Yeah,
because
the
it
horror.
was the
Yeah.
eye of Perseus, of the Gorgon, and
Yes, a
a
Medusa.
monster.
Yeah, so Algol actually is often thought of as the head, the head that well, I haven't told you the story yet, but Perseus cut her head off, right? By looking in a mirrored shield so that he didn't, otherwise he would have turned to stone too. Anyways, there's a bunch of these stars, and I'm going to show them to you right now. So there's Algol right here. And we can see it here. And then these are the 4 stars of the Gorgonea, like that. So I emphasized it so you could see it. Okay, warning, here comes the Latin. Okay, so Algol is prima Gorgonea. Uh, Secunda, I mean number 2, Gorgonea, which is Pi Persei. Tertia Gorgonea, which is
David,
30,
I'm losing you.
third.
I don't know whether it's mine or whether
Rho
it's
Persei, and that's gonna be very pivotal in this description.
No, I'm losing him too. He's got a bad connection.
okay.
Can
David,
other
we're
people hear
losing
me?
Me too.
we're
Me
losing
too.
some of you.
We're losing audio.
What happens is
I don't hear anybody.
David, you break up. That's what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
Slow
frozen.
down.
He's frozen.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, he is frozen now.
Did he look at the Gorgon?
Yeah, okay, just a second. I must have. I must have. I must have. Can you see me now and hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe if I didn't use 2 screens, maybe that might help as well.
I think your presentation's taking up most of your bandwidth.
Probably. Could you guys turn all your screens down? That might help. If you turn off all your screens, that might help.
Yeah, I don't think that'll help too much.
Well, let's see.
You lose
We'll
audio
try.
when you share.
It's been
Okay,
like
hang
that
on.
since the start.
I'm losing it too, David. So it's not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, can you actually see the visuals at least?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. There's explanatory, so let's just keep going with it. So if you can still hear me, you'll notice. So there's the 4 stars. I'm going to trace them if you can see that.
But there's no show yet. You haven't reshared.
Turn your share on.
Okay. Hang on. Sorry. Oop, wrong. Sorry. Lauri said I was really good at this. I think she's wrong. Okay, can people see that now?
Not yet.
No,
There, now it's there.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so here are the 4 stars. And the reason why I highlight these is these are the magnitudes, right, of the stars. And this is the minimum. Like during minima, it goes down to 3.4. And look at that. Tertia Gorgonea is 3.4 as well. So these become very close. And that's how I checked to see if I had reached minima. So that's the tip with the quartet. So there's some future opportunities, the 1st and the 4th at those times. So we could try those as well. And I'm going to flip over to here, and I'm going to pass it over to Alex to describe the Titan shadow transit.
Just a second.
Yeah, he's just getting tea. He'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So this is the end of the trinity of things that I did that day. So the shadow transit, I was kind of ready to do it, and then I realized that my 8-inch telescope wasn't really ready to be used yet. So I kind of begged Alex to come down to Cattle Point while I was doing the Algol thing, and he did. He showed up. He showed up with his 8-inch Newtonian. Go ahead, Alex.
Okay, yeah, so he emailed me at 7:38 p.m. Then I replied about 10 minutes after 9, and then rushed, put my telescope in the car and then took off as fast as possible. And then arrived after 9:30 p.m. and then we set it up. And we were taking a look. I put it at, I don't know how high power I used, this 12.5 millimeter eyepiece, and then times it by 2. So what, half of that?
Like a 6 or something like that.
Yeah. And then we finally saw it. There was a black spot on Sutton.
What's your focal?
And of course, the view that Alex had was upside down to what you see here.
Yeah, so
in the share, but it
was
was running along here, right,
yeah, it was
Alex?
on the bottom.
Yep. Well, this is flipped around, but yeah, for sure.
So the fork ratio is 9.75.
Yeah.
So that's
But
about
but it I know I guess it was fairly obvious, wasn't it, Alex? But it kind of came and went a little bit.
yeah,
Like the seeing wasn't the perfect.
yeah, it wasn't
Could you
perfect.
see Titan?
Uh, I I think
I
Alex said he
don't.
did. I did not, but I think Alex said he thought he did.
No, I don't think so. I
We
saw the shadow. I didn't saw Titan. I don't think I saw
I
Titan.
think Bill Weir said that he may have, didn't he?
yeah
In
yeah
that email, I think he said he did. At
yeah
Weir. But they had very strange seeing. It was
yeah.
showing
Mhm.
all over the place, he said.
I think we
Yeah.
have.
It's a lovely shot. That's a lovely photograph.
Do we know where that came
Of
from?
Titan.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
simulation.
it's a simulation. It's from
Oh, okay.
Starry
It's
Night.
I was going to say
From
that's
Starry
pretty
Night.
good.
it's too perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good.
That was remarkable for an
Should have
8-inch.
known it. Yeah, should have
Great
known.
skill.
Yeah, so that's it. I don't know. I hope people saw some of these things. Did anybody else see the Titan
Oh,
Shadow Transit?
no, it's 1,950.
1,950.
Doesn't look like anybody else did.
It's
So
about 80.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Brian, you
good.
saw the
Right.
Titan you
Yeah.
saw that too?
Yes, I did. At first, I thought, "Oh, this is hopeless." I should have checked the size of it. Like, is it even within the resolving ability of my telescope? Like, it was just
Well, they
it's
say a minimum of 8 inch. That's what they said.
yeah. Well, mine was a 10, and so I just kept checking back. And as it got higher up, it was just blatantly obvious. It's very
Wow.
clear thought there.
Worth doing for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it was worth doing. Now, I correct me if I'm wrong. I was reading somewhere that, or maybe it was in Starry Night that I saw this, that it might do it again. I think beginning of October actually, maybe the 4th or the 5th. We'll have to check. Bill would know,
Yeah, I
so
think there's
we'll
at
have another
least
chance.
one more. I
Yeah.
believe there's at least one more sighting day
Yeah, we'll
that
check.
it's going
We'll
to be
announce it.
around.
Yeah,
So
we'll announce it, but we'll check. Anyways, that was my adventure on a Friday.
Yeah, it
You
was
look remarkably fresh considering.
Well, it's been a few days. You can get a lot of
okay.
sleep in a few days.
Thank you, David, and thank you for being so
You're welcome.
so rigorous at getting out there and seeing things that I just went to sleep. So so I was really I wasn't a very good observer that night for sure. Oh goodness. Anyway, okay. Does anyone else have any other presentations or things they would like to bring up at all? Brock, are you on still?
I see him.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
here.
want to bring us up to date a little bit on what's happening with the 16-inch telescope
Sure,
up
I
at the
can do that.
center?
Yeah. Let me collect my thoughts here.
Okay.
It's been a bit frustrating. We ended up running into some mechanical problems, and the motors and everything were operating, but we were getting some weird shuddering and oscillation. I had an online meeting with the two engineers from the motor company on Friday, and they were doing some tuning and trying to play with different settings in the motors, and eventually came to the conclusion that the flex coupling that I put on there might have an elastic modulus that ends up causing oscillations. So the natural frequency of the telescope and this flex coupling might be just coincidentally really close. So we ordered some different flex couplings, and we'll give that a try. So hopefully we can get it
do we
wrapped
So
up.
have an
Brock,
idea?
when you say flex coupling,
Sorry?
Say it again, David.
I Okay. Brock, when you say flex coupling, that means that the motors don't directly drive things. Like there's some kind of flexible coupler. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying? Or
generally when you're connecting a motor to a shaft that are in line with each other, you generally want to use some sort of a flex coupling because it's really rare that the axes of the motor and the axes of the shaft that you're turning are
yes,
perfectly concentric.
they're
So
they're probably not aligned, right?
exactly.
So
And
you need a little bit of
the
wiggle,
flex
right, to
coupling
do it.
is designed to sort of take care of some of those sins and pretty much universally use something like that when you're driving. So
Hmm.
anyways, that was a bit unexpected. So and all that has caused, because I'm doing it off the side of my desk, so to speak, and I'm also doing a kitchen reno and a home reno. So it hasn't been the biggest priority for me this summer.
Yeah. Don't get the
I
things
just
mixed up.
Yeah.
I wanted you to know that I went in one afternoon when Brock was working on this, and I didn't hear him swear, but it was really close. I mean, Brock never swears as far as I know. I mean,
Oh no,
he's
I
the
do.
most gentleman person that I've ever met. But I almost heard him. I could hear this frustration over it, and I actually did see the shuddering of the. I think
Yeah.
you showed that to me. So,
Yeah.
do we think that it might be like another couple of months, Brock,
Well,
before?
if this fixes it, I sent the part numbers to Ben, and if Ben ordered them and they come in a week, and then maybe it all just magically
Okay.
works all of a
Okay.
sudden, and then I can
Yeah.
just
So did the
button
motor
it up.
did the motor manufacturers were they able to duplicate what you saw?
Well, they did a actual we did a screen share thing, and they were, well, actually not even a screen share. They did one of those remote
Oh, I see.
things where they were able to actually directly use the software on our computer and play with the tuning and interact with it. So,
Interact.
and they
Got it.
definitely saw it because
Yep, got it.
the motor tuning software basically has a built-in oscilloscope. So because of the feedback mechanisms in the motor, they can actually see those oscillations on the oscilloscope, sort of software oscilloscope that's built into the motor tuning software.
Good.
So they were able to,
Hmm.
they were playing with the tuning and the gain and all that stuff, and eventually came to the conclusion that it was some other element. And so we're going to try the flex couplings, and
Well, it
we
would be
will
lovely when the
we
16
will see.
is ready to go. So
Yes.
we'll continue. Thank you so much, Brock, for all the
Well,
work
I'm
that you're doing
talking,
on that.
we were talking about Saturn. I do have a picture of Saturn that I could
Oh,
potentially
great.
show. So
A real picture?
yeah, this one's not actually just a screenshot from Stellarium. So just give me a moment.
Is this from the Titan?
No, it's not. This is just simply
Oh,
from
look at this.
a nice clear night in my backyard. So
That's not a shadow, is it?
no,
No. Okay.
but
That's
it was pretty
lovely.
good seeing, and
Oh,
it's such a low angle.
wow.
I didn't see any sign of the gap, but
Mhm.
Brock,
yeah,
Saturn isn't it isn't totally spherical, is it? It's
nope.
kind of it's kind of squished.
Yes.
Both Saturn and
Spheroid.
Jupiter are pretty oblate.
Yeah.
They're Jupiter's got like a 9-hour day, and Saturn's what, a 10 or
10 hours, I think.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're spinning so damn fast that they get all flattened out.
They stretch out, eh?
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Will it eventually almost go like directly in line?
Well,
Like, will we ever get it right in line
the
or?
rings were completely in line on March 26th.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
past.
Okay.
So
It's
it's
coming
actually
back.
now it's
It's coming
flipped up
back
the
out.
other way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
read someplace that there's gonna start either they're gonna be fully open or they're gonna start to open in November. That's what I read.
Yeah,
I
if
couldn't
I
tell which.
actually I added that to my sequence. Let me just get a moment here. I can hopefully find that.
Brock, was that done with your Edge 8?
That was with my 9 1/4
Okay.
edge.
Yeah,
So,
you don't have an 8, you have a 9.
I don't have it.
925.
Yeah. But I just bear with me. I'm waiting for a big drive that hold on.
This the variation in the rings. Galileo thought there were 3 planets there because he didn't have he had a 7 power telescope.
All
Oh,
right.
And they
there they are.
disappeared.
Right.
So now you can
Yeah.
see how it's now, rather than us sort of seeing the top, we're now
Going
seeing
back.
the underside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over the next 7 years, we'll see it going all the way to being much more tilted, fully tilted, and then it'll start going back again.
Well, we expect you to do this for the next 7 years, Brock. There.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. So we have some definite announcements here. I don't have anything to kind of back it up visually, so you'll just have to kind of bear with me just for a little bit. The schedule for fourth Astro Cafe is Reg will be the host next week on the 29th. Jeff Pivnik is the host on October the 6th. And then we have Thanksgiving Day off. So that is the 13th. So we won't be doing anything on the 13th, and I don't have anything for anybody, but I know that Randy would like to have other people to be hosting. And if anybody is interested in doing that, we need to have some more hosts and people who are going to be doing some of the technical work. Thank you to Alex and Chris Purse and everybody else down at the center there to get all of that organized down in Fairfield. But if anybody else is interested, contact Randy because he's the keeper of the schedule for Astro Cafe. So our next UVic night is on the 8th of October. And I think Kevin Bertels is not here. Kevin is going to be part of that. Kirsten is away. Oh, in Europe. All these people that are doing all this traveling. Oh dear. But she won't be there. But we're having Nick Versteeg, who was the director and producer of Northern Star, which is the documentary that was made on J.S. Plaskett and the Plaskett telescope and all the history that is going on, all the history of that and some of the background and then what's been happening and what he did in the 1920s and the 1930s and then what is happening a little bit today with the Plaskett telescope. It is a fairly rigorous documentary based on the book called Northern Star, and so it's going to be done. The original Northern Star was actually done in 2 parts that each were about 50 minutes long, and so what Nick has done is to kind of take parts of both of those, put them together, and it's a 65-minute documentary. So we will be meeting at 7:30 and having our regular time at 7:30, and then we'll kind of hustle up some of the presentations and announcements, and we'll start the documentary as soon as we can. I'm hoping before 8, so that we should be finished by about 9:05 or something for the documentary, and then there'll be questions and discussion. So I'm hoping that if you've not seen the documentary before, and it has been up at the center, and if anybody's has seen it up with the FDAO, it has been shown once up there. But you've not seen it, it really is a very good historical documentary that has been made, and big in Victoria, and this is such an iconic place that it's I think it it's a really good thing to have everybody quite aware of what's going on. We'd like to be able to fill the audience, fill the auditorium on the 8th. We're going to be putting out some media coverage of this, and please, come and bring a friend. And we'll see whether or not we can get lots of people to come and see this documentary on the 8th. If there's any other questions, I can help to answer that. The next thing is NOVA, which is New Observers to Visual Astronomy. This is a course that we did the first part of the course in February with David, Kirsten, Chris Peirce, Jeff Pivnik, and I. And we were doing the first seven modules that were there over 5 nights. And this time we're doing this over 5 nights again, and we have a total of, I believe it's 6 modules that we're doing over 5 nights. This is a little bit easier than the first one. And so the first night is going to be on the sun. And Chris Peirce is going to be our leader of that one. The second night is going to be on the moon, and without any surprise, we've got Randy Ankin, who is coming as being our guest expert to kind of help us with the moon, and we hope that we'll do some sketching on that night for the people that are going to be there. So Ben, bring your pencils if you're going to be there. Ben is going to be part of our NOVA group. Then on the third night, we're going to be doing the solar system. Fourth night, we'll be doing stars, and we've got Ruhi Jan Mohammed, who is our lead school coordinator at with the FDAO right now, and she has done some work on stars and star formation and all that kind of thing, and was quite thrilled to be able to be asked to come and help us with that one. And the last one is on deep sky objects. So we're going to be doing this on the Thursday nights. It is filled. In fact, it filled within about 24 hours of us putting the call out. But we did take a waiting list, and I mean, as usual, some people have not been able to come, and so we've added in a couple more people from the waiting list. So we will have a full component of people coming up for this. So if you're interested in that, we'll be probably doing this again next year. If I can twist some arms of people to come, and maybe some other people would like to come and help with that program. So that's starting on this Thursday. We have our dinner, our annual RASC dinner is going to be held on February the 23rd. It's a Monday night again. I've asked the restaurant again to see if they could provide something, and they are getting back to me with one of the managers, and so I haven't got confirmation, but I think we're close to that. But the AGM itself will be 2 weeks earlier on February the 9th. So that's when we have that will be online. And that's where the new executive is, or the new counselors and council is voted in, and we pass any bylaws and have anything like that. So that meeting is one that will be. It's only usually about an hour, and it's a really important one for the administration and ongoing work of the center. So we hope that you'll be able to come in. So you can put those 2 dates, February the 9th and February the 23rd, on your calendar. If you've got a calendar that goes past January, you can do that. Let me see what else I have got on the thing to talk about here. I think that, sorry. Okay. Two more things. Sorry. The buy and sell. Our buy and sell is going to be on November the 24th at Fairfield. This is where you can bring in anything that you'd like that you've got doubles of, or that you're not using, and that you think that you'd like to sell at vaguely reasonable prices. And it will only be at at Fairfield in the Astro Cafe. That night we will not have anything online. Now, I was not there the last time. Is there anybody, maybe Chris Purse, can you talk a little bit more about how that works if you were there last time?
Sure. Thank you, Lauri. Yes, so we open the doors here and try and maximize the floor space and get the tables around the perimeter. And the people who want to sell or give away bring things into the room and display it. And then the other people come around, and it's a good chance to chat with people and see about things. If you want to sell something that's on the pricier end, you are better to let us know ahead of time so we can advertise it. If somebody had brought their telescope, their whole rig basically down and set up, but I'm not sure how much notice we had gotten out that this was going to be there. And so I think people were looking at it, but I don't think anybody bought it that night, for example, because it's really a cash sale. So most people aren't carrying around that sort of money, right? So so have a look and see if you've got things that are spare, things that you want to give away, or things that you want to sell.
Chris, is there a place where we can put things to be like that people that would like to, catalog that will be there?
Well, probably what we did, probably the best thing is to email Randy.
We'll leave that to Randy. Okay.
We can go into we can keep a list going and start advertising it. And if there are enough things, we can always put a notice on the web page.
Right. Okay. Okay. Anything, Joe, is there anything else that from the web page, is that do we still have some buy and sell there on the web page, do we not?
We do. There's a link on the web page on the right-hand side called Buy and Sell, and you can have a look at stuff that's all ready for sale. And anyone who does have those listings, they can, of course, bring the gear down to Astronomy Cafe on that night and let people see it in person if they really are keen to sell it. Good way to sell it, of course, but publicity is key to make sure people know what's going to be there.
I can bring down a telescope I have in my garage in fact, I would probably give $10 bills to people who want to take that telescope.
This is the kind of stuff that's great for a buy and sell, even if it's free.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, so put November 24th on your calendar as and I certainly will be trying to get down there this year because I've got a few extra little bits and things that I haven't used for a while, and I want to put on a table that people might want to see. So the last thing I have before we get to David Payne's last thing is that the calendars are the RASC calendars have been ordered and are coming. We have got 35 of them coming, and that's about an average sale for a year over the last little while. They will be more expensive this year. We have been given an amount that we are selling them for, and I'm sorry I don't have it right in front of me, but it will be a little bit more because it is costing more to put out the calendar, of course, as everything is, and also to pay for all the shipping that we have. So that's I've already got about 10 people that have signed up for a calendar that have kind of just put their hands up and said they want one. Anybody here that would like to have a calendar, please just let me know and I can put one aside for you. You just have to put something in the chat or email me directly. That would be great. I also will I will also put out a publication. I will also ask if anybody wants any other publications. Now, I think I'll do this maybe next week. I did have a little bit of not a video, but a little slideshow that showed some of the publications that the RASC has specifically for observing. So we have the beginner's observer's guide. We have some handbooks for observing that people can get. There'll also be an almanac out for 2026 that if you're interested in getting the almanac. And I'll put that together for next week. I'll let Reg know that I'll have something, and I'll have some prices in there as well, because I think what we had for prices might not be exact. Again, for this year, I have to check with National. So so if you're interested in getting any of those publications, just simply let me know. Last year we actually sold quite a few of the observers guides, not the observers handbook, but some of the new observing guides and the workbooks that went along with the observing programs. So maybe we'll do that again this year. So that's
Lauri,
all.
Lauri,
Yes.
did you see Ben's request for a calendar?
I did not see that. Where is it? Is it in the chat?
It should be in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. Okay, I will put you in. Yes, if anybody else wants to put it in the chat, we can do that. Okay. So David Payne, I will put it over to you. You said you had a picture for us.
I got a picture and announcement. Just
Okay.
if anyone's interested in the astrophotography SIG, we're meeting this Wednesday. So if you want to join us and see some more pictures and see what we're doing, you're very welcome.
Wednesday night at what time, David?
At 7:30.
And would they contact you if they want to be put on that list?
Oh, you can sign up to get on the list on our website.
I'll put the link in the meeting notes as well.
Yeah. So
thanks, Joe.
You can, if you send an email to me or the general, once you join up, if you send a meeting, I'll hear about it and send you the
link.
Zoom meeting details. Or anyone can forward you the Zoom meeting details. Okay.
Thanks, David. Yeah.
So I'm showing the screen, but I'm not sure which one's showing up for you. Is it an edge-on galaxy or is it a face-on galaxy?
Edge.
Edge on.
Okay. Good. I'm showing the right screen then.
Yeah.
So this is the Needle Galaxy. And the reason I took this, because it was in April and I was talking about galaxy structures on my website. And I wanted to take this picture because I wanted to explain the bulge in the middle. And you can see this galaxy shows the bulge quite nicely. And you can actually see the accretion around the black hole in the middle is very bright in there. I also took hydrogen alpha, and you can see throughout the spiral arms, you can see these red flecks that are star forming regions. But our Milky Way has a rather significant bulge around the black hole too. It's actually proportionally, I think it's even bigger than this one. And it's really stars that are free to orbit around the black hole, and they actually get pulled out in the competition between the gravity of the spiral arms and the black hole itself. And that forms a nice characteristic bulge of this galaxy. You can actually see a little bit of an S shape to this galaxy too.
It's got a wow, right? Like
yeah, they're all bent a little bit. they've all got a little bit of, because they're influenced by, well, they've got spiral arms that you can't see. They're actually 3 to 5 times the radius, so that you can imagine the arms going out farther than the arms show here. They go out 3 to 5 times, and they get influenced by galaxies and other galaxies are around and end up a little bit warped. So
That's a stunning picture.
That's a beautiful one.
Mhm.
Thanks.
David, when you blew it up, there was
Yeah.
there was a spot of blue over on that right-hand side.
Yeah, it's
Like
either a very dim blue star, and
oh, sorry, I'm talking about up in the actual ring, like the actual spiral arm. No,
yes,
okay, no, go
so
back out. No,
The right-hand side
sorry.
of the ring, just to the right of the bulge.
If you go back, okay, now there's a very bright blue spot. Like,
okay, so all the stars you see in this are actually Milky Way stars. The galaxy itself is too far away to see individual stars, and that's the stars actually appear like this fog. And you can actually see the far side of the galaxy through this fog. These are the stars that are in the galaxy. There's a blue dot.
yes, that's the one I was asking for.
Yeah, that's it's probably a star, but it's probably a star that the color, it's hard to contain all the color balances in all the stars because it's linked into its brightness. So when you pull out the volumes, it might be a star cluster in the galaxy itself. Yeah, what would make me suggest that is it's next to a star forming region. And it's in the outer part of the galactic arm. So if you notice, there's actually out here, there is a blue hue to the stars out here. That's because they're large um, hot burning stars that appear to us as blue because their peak emissions is in the ultraviolet side.
And because they're part of the galaxy, they wouldn't be resolvable in a sense. That's an interesting note. So the galaxy is so far away, we're not going to see resolved stars, right?
No, you can sometimes see clusters that appear as one star. So if it's a particularly dense cluster,
But not an individual star,
but not
obviously.
individual stars, you're not going to see it at this distance.
I pulled up a Hubble version, and you can see quite a blue, what looks like a very young star cluster. It doesn't look like a foreground star. It looks like
Okay.
it looks like it's in the galaxy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Great.
So you can see all the turbulence going on in the rings and the dust, and that leading to stars leads to these red star forming areas. So the reason it's blue on the outside is because that's where the young stars are. They don't last very long. Typically, they don't get too far away from their birthplace in the galaxy before they go supernova or something else. So all the stars in the middle tend to be longer lived red or orange or yellow burning stars. And that's why you see that color shift in the galaxies between the outer part of the galaxy and the inner part of the galaxy.
It's a gorgeous picture.
Thank you. Got to figure out how to unshare now.
Hubble schmubble, we've got Payne.
Exactly.
Well,
there we go.
I will.
Payne and a whole bunch of other people. So there you go. Yeah.
So am I back? Have I returned?
Not yet.
You're still sharing.
I got a button. Oh, there's stop share. Found it.
There you are.
So this picture I just finished processing yesterday. It was taken in April, and I've been running my telescopes all summer. So I've got a huge stack of data waiting for some rain.
Oh, don't worry, it'll come.
You're not going to complain about winter weather.
I'm not going to complain about winter weather. No.
No, no. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, David, as usual. Um, uh, Bill, came on a little bit later, or we didn't see it. Did you have anything more to say about the
Shadow transit.
the Titan transit that we were talking about it earlier, but
no, the seeing out at Pearson that night was weird. So it was really hard. We got glimpses of it, like just as something steadied, but there were these weird pockets of hot air that kept blowing by. It was very strange.
Mhm.
And it was a busy night on the hill. There were like all these students that were doing night walks through the forest. So it was loud and screams and flashlights going by every once in a while, lovely phone flashlights, so that worst light color possible. But it was it was fun. One of the students came up. He was practically waiting for me when I got there. So we sort of had I had some tutorial with him, showing him how to observe and how our eyes worked and things like that. Yeah.
You're so good to be able to do that for those kids, because they might not get anything like that in other places. So that's good.
It's interesting. Like, he never knew that we have a good eye and a bad eye, and that one's better for observe. Well, it's like, would you normally just put your eye to the telescope and how they work? And has anybody else noticed? I don't know how many people spend too much time, but we have a contrast eye and a noisy eye. Like, one notices contrast better, and it's usually your good eye. And the other one, whenever, like for me, and I've heard it from many other like experienced observers, when you worry about losing your eye and having to use the other one, it always looks noisy, like a noisy photograph.
Mm.
It's weird.
I haven't really noticed that, Bill, but I think I have a faulty aperture in one of my eyes, because the colors are ever so slightly different. They're not a different hue, but they're a different intensity. Like
that's what I mean.
Okay.
Could that be a brain thing rather than an eyeball thing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I noticed that when I went to New Zealand, because for most of my life I was a right eye observer, and being an engineer, a little bit analytical. And then I got a cataract in my right eye. So when I was in New Zealand, I had to observe with my left eye. And I know the sky, even upside down. But I'd look at something with my left eye and I'd say, gee, that's pretty. I wonder what the hell that is. And then I'd have to look at my chart. Whereas I would know that stuff here. And it's the brain processing. One's your left brain and the other's the right brain.
Yeah.
It was really striking to me.
I think I need Blur Exterminator for my eyes.
Or they should at least have a switch so you can switch from one eye to the other.
That would be a good thing.
Or the mode of the eye.
All right. Well, thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
I had a really good time at the market yesterday with my solar stuff. I got a new mount head to piggyback my two things. I had to build a little bracket and that, but it works much better because I'd always just been using a camera tripod. But it was so funny. I'm there yesterday, and this is like when it's an alt azimuth mount, so I can actually like sort of track. And I was set up, and I'd shown a few people, and then I look up, and it's the husband of the woman who sells cookies there, and he's got a book in his hand. He said, I have a book here that I finished reading. And he gave it to me because he said, after I finished this, I realized, oh, I know the person that this needs to go to next. So he must have been bringing it to the market because I hadn't been there for a few weeks. He must have been bringing it. He must have been bringing it with him every time. And it was a book by Bob Berman. He writes for Sky and Telescope, I think, sometimes, or maybe it's Astronomy. He's one of the writers.
Oh, I know the one.
Yeah.
What's the title? What's the title?
The Heart of the Sun or something like that. I can't remember.
I don't know
it's
that
in
one,
a
but
different room, but it's about the sun. And so
yeah.
I just thought that was funny, it's like that. And so, yeah, I just had it sitting on my telescope the whole time while I was showing people stuff.
I have a few of his other books. He has kind of like a collection of objects that you have to see before you die or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact title of the book, but
yeah, he writes for one of the astronomy magazines, either Astronomy or Sky and Telescope. But it was just really nice. And then I had my regulars from the various booths that have to come over. The wife of the guy who does 2% jazz, she always comes running over because she just loves the sun. And
I thought you were going to say you got some cookies or something.
No, I get no. I don't do cookies.
No.
Oh, well, I do. So, just take them and dust them off. Yeah.
She supposedly makes...
Margie, I'm surprised.
She makes supposedly unbelievable ginger snap cookies.
Oh, sounds good. Wade, I can see that you've asked David, I think David Payne, can you share the Wednesday meeting link? Can you put that in the chat, David? Do you have that?
I can try.
Okay.
I'll put it in the notes. Just look in the
okay.
notes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, it's about 8:15. Oh, sorry. Hi, Brian. Yes.
Yeah, I got a question for the audience, maybe observing tip, but I've been trying to observe M74. It's also known as the Phantom Galaxy. It's about the same altitude right now as Saturn, in Pisces, and I'm sure my field of view is right on top of it, and I'm looking at the dark part of the sky in the east, so it can't get any darker for Victoria, but I still can't even see a whiff of it. Is it just too faint an object?
Where in Victoria?
Well, from my backyard, but
forget it.
Well, maybe Cattle Point might be a bit darker.
You're probably seeing the core and don't notice it.
It's a galaxy.
It's a really faint face-on galaxy.
Yeah,
has a really bright core, but and a really tiny core, and then a huge outer, just low surface brightness halo.
Okay, so get out.
Can I share for just a second again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I can get the right.
I was showing it
there.
Nice scuba diving.
Here it is.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
That's a weird galaxy.
That's M74.
Yeah,
it's dim though.
That's it.
But
visually, it's dim though, I think.
But it's very, very dim visually. It would be visible if it weren't behind a whole pile of dust in the galaxy. So it's the galaxy's fault.
Put a hood over your head.
Okay.
No, you put a hood over your head.
No, like so.
Well, it must be possible, Bill, to see it. But do you think it requires a really dark sky?
No, I'm thinking...
Yeah. Triangulum's also another one that's eluded me, but I've seen it in very dark skies. Very dark. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but cover your head completely. Like, get a black T-shirt and put it on upside down, so your neck is inside it, and pull it down over your shoulders. And then when you're positive you're on the spot, pull it up over everything, and then just stay on that spot. You'll see it.
And thereby I'll give you a smile. When you're out in cold places like in Edmonton and you're using a dark clock like that to see fake contrast objects, you have to take on a snorkel with you, because otherwise you fog up your eyepiece.
Right. Yeah. He's under there, right? Yeah.
No, maybe just here.
Or come out
All
to come out to Pearson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Brian, I just looked it up on Wikipedia, and its reference says the galaxy's low surface brightness makes it the most difficult Messier object for amateur astronomers to observe.
Yeah.
So don't worry. You know, out of 100 and what's 10 or something? What is it?
Yeah, what's just one, right?
Yeah, it's just one. Yeah. So, all right, everybody. I'm going to say let's see if we can get back out into that gorgeous sky. If there's anything else.
So actually, tonight is another Algol minima as of 8 o'clock right now, as of now.
Oh dear. Okay. All right, everybody, out to find Perseus. There you go. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks, Joe, for what you will do in the next little bit to get this all settled up, and for everybody coming. We really appreciate you being here. You can be back online or down at the center next week, and Reg will be hosting. So we'll see you, and we'll see Ben, and we'll see Wyman and Sandy on Thursday night. So okay, bye everybody.
Thank you.
Oh. And Moira at the back. Myra, we'll see you at the back.